Continuing with the series on South African military, we come to the book We Dare by Colonel T Botten. And I've already mentioned in some of the other books about two reconnaissance commando, and this book really goes into the full history of that unit specifically, starting in about 1966 with some very informal training with a group of citizen force soldiers who were really fed up with what they were doing in the normal call-ups and decided they wanted to expand the training, make it more relevant and more interesting. So they, amongst themselves, and they arranged this sometimes with the support of the local command and sometimes completely off their own back. Did quite a bit of shooting with different weapons, did things like patrol tactics, climbing, abseiling. They even built their own abseil tower, and they even managed to informally do a parachute course. And you know, this was normally very jealously guarded training. The Parabats down in Bloemfontein at Tempe ran the training, and they didn't really welcome any outsiders, but instructors came up from the Free State and presented a course for this group in the Joburg area, and this group became known as Hunter Group, and they had their own badge, which was a scorpion. And so professionally were they conducting this training and the exercises they were doing. They got involved in survival training, going away, spending several days up to a week living off the land with experts in recognition of fungi and plants and so on, traps, that kind of thing. That the permanent force, the main army, became interested, and the High Command decided that this was a capability that was required within the South African Defence Force, and this led to the approach to Jan Breitenbach and the formation of what became 1 Recce Commando, or the Recces. So we can actually say that the regular formation came from a citizen force, much in the same way as happened in the UK, where after the war the regular SAS had been disbanded, and it was started up again as 2-1. And then a nucleus of that went out to Malaya and became the Malayan Scouts, and that led to 2-2 SAS. So there is a parallel there. And then another really interesting thing was the South African Police, SAP, had started sending personnel to Rhodesia. Now, these were guys who were normally patrolling the streets of Hillbrow and places like that in Joburg, and suddenly they found themselves in the Zambezi Valley in a terrorist bushwalk. And one of the seniors, a colonel, Blackie Swart, decided that they needed extra training, and this was provided by Hunter Group, who put them through survival, patrolling, weapons training, this kind of thing. And Colonel Swart, actually, when he came back from Rhodesia, was one of the founding mentors of what became the South African Police Special Task Force. So this Hunter Group was responsible for the formation of military special forces and also the police TACMA, which is the special task force. So really fantastic lineage there. In May 74 there was a meeting, and it was decided that Hunter Group would become 2 Reconnaissance Commando and become officially part of Special Forces. And it was suggested that they do their own selection, but they, at the time he was a major, Van der Spey, said no, to be recognised fully we need to be put through selection by one recce. So they went down to Utting and went through the proper full selection process, and that continued on. They were selected by the regulars, and they performed operationally in Angola, and also other operations, including going down to Rhodesia, or going up to Rhodesia. So they really did become very, very busy. The book goes into the medals that were awarded and the Roll of Honour, and then in '94, just as a result of the new government, the ANC government, the 2 recce was disbanded, and 1 recce also was disbanded. So Special Forces continued with 4 and 5 regiments. So they had very interesting and a unique history, and the book, written by an officer who was deeply involved, particularly on the training side, really is an insider's look, and it's very interesting and an invaluable unit history.